Hello, so you want to be a healer in the Throne and Liberty, right? Then this video is perfect for you. Short and simple overview of the weapon combinations that could be used as a healer and a support in PvP. So, in Throne and Liberty, you can carry two types of weapon in the same time, which means you can choose active and passive skills only from them. Now, you can switch weapons during the fight, but that's another story and it's much more complex. Anyway, my name is PLK, please subscribe to my channel for more good content about the Throne Liberty and other mmorpgs. Like the video and let's go! Yeah, by the way, I will choose different videos in the background about the healer in Throne Liberty because I can't show the materials from closed beta test and I already deleted many of my videos from Korea, so, let's go. You have 4 viable options in the game to be a healer. Wand and Staff, Wand and Shield, Wand and Daggers, and Wand and the Bow. Other combinations kinda don't have proper synergies of the skills and just not the meta right now. Of course, all weapons combinations depends on the situation that you will be in. Like, is it event PvP with small groups? Then pick a dagger. Pick a dagger. Or it's a huge scale castle siege. You will need to understand better what you want from your class. So, let me help you. And afterwards, if you want more in-depth info, you have a lot of videos on my channel about the healer and the mage class. Enjoy! Let's start with the Wand and Staff healer. Most typical choice for the early stage of the game. It's super simple in use, have a lot of mana regen, and believe me, this is super important. Have cooldown reduction skill and you can do pretty good damage actually with this class. But it is very squishy and will die a lot from daggers with silence jump and other damage dealers. You will hate balls and you will hate daggers. If you don't know how to position yourself properly during the fight, yeah, it will be a pain in the ass. First and the most important, mana regeneration, because of the passive skills are super good. You can fight non-stop, heal your party, do some damage and still have a lot of mana to continue for minutes. No other weapon combination can do that on the early stages of the endgame. With the gear, it will change in favor of other combinations. You can do huge area damage, even with this spec, on a very long range. Debuffs and sleep and AoE debuffs work pretty cool when you can do them really far, And you have few AoE crowd controls. You can jump back from the attackers and freeze the area, slow down the opponents. You can freeze them completely for some period of time. Works pretty cool together with the sleep. Catch 1 or 2 enemies when they are flee, and they will always flee, Self-buff to reduce cooldown and increase speed is super helpful to damage burst or heal burst. And you also have skill damage boost passive, but with the mana usage increase, so most likely you will not use them as the healer. Overall, Wand and Staff is pretty good rounded class. A lot of mana, regen, passive for more HP. In a good hands, it could be really OP. And if you will have proper gear, like Liquirius Wand, that will make you stealth on low HP, maybe you even can survive during the burst of damage dealers from the enemy. But you will be super squishy. You will have not much flexibility on the survivability and escape. So, be cautious here. The next one is Wand and Shield, which is Wand and the Tome and the Sword and the Shield, Oh baby, this one is the most controversial class in the game. Not even talking about the healers per se. This guy can be unkillable by hundreds of people. I mean, really hundreds of people. And with the right high gear, you can also kill tens of people in an instance by the nuke of your dots. Best unkillable PvP paladin class. But, huge downside is your mana will go to 0 in instance. Literally, few minutes in PvP and you are out of mana. Only gear can help with that. So paladins in the early stages are really lame. What do we have? The tankiest healer in the game. Even almost tankiest class in the game. Look at this shit. A lot of cool AoE crowd controls. You can sleep a lot of people then bomb them. With the right skills and passive it can kill crowds. You are unkillable. Really unkillable because of the block, damage reduction and mitigation skills. With the right timing in a big scale PvP, you will also get almost all of the mana back when you're focused. You have mobility skills which are also crowd control skills like stuns and pushes. And you also have cool party damage reduction buff. Look, this is really good party healer tank buffer class. And you know what? It is. Very fun to play and is beast in the right hands with the right gear. I think it will be the OP class for the arenas for sure at the beginning. You can be on the front lines with your teammates, heal them and buff them, and don't die in the first seconds. For mass PvP game, it's a must. But once again, you can fix problem with mana only by high-end gear, and you need to learn how to use this class properly, otherwise it will be kited really soon. Now let's talk about not so in-meta builds, but which are also very good in the right situations. Wand and Daggers. Well, you can go stealth whenever you want. You will survive any burst attack. This is actually huge for the healers. You can do it pretty frequently as well. And also, Daggers have pretty neat passives that good in sync with what healers want. Look at that. You will have fastest and highest burst heal because of the self buffs, which is self crit chance buff and self movement speed buff. So you run fast and you crit your heals like crazy. Go stealth if needed. Then we have complex but doable mechanic with a poison and sleep and dots and then spread it to the masses and detonate. Could be very cool to do, but really honestly, it's a messy in mass PvP. It will be really hard to do something like that. So worth mentioning though. You will have big passive ranged and magic evasion, which is super good. And you also have mobility skills, which will silence the target. Good in small scale PvP or when you are super smart as and flee in the opposite direction. You know what I mean, right? Overall, not a good DPS. I will not take it as an advantage with the poison mechanics, but pretty good heals, mana and regen, good evasion and stealth, which is as in two different individual skills could save your life multiple times. And you know, as always, it depends on your play style if you like it or not. And the last one, Wand and Bow. The least explored by me class because I don't like bows. What? But which have really good potential actually. So imagine, you have skill that cleans crowd controls from your allies, which already like super huge in PvP and PvE. You have a lot of self-protection buffs and endurance buffs, like 2-3000 HP shield buff, highest melee, ranged and magic endurance buffs, and in the end game it will be much more viable than evasion, because to increase hit high is simple, but to increase the crit, which will be blocked by endurance, is pretty tough. You have heal over time and mana regen abilities, and you have full cooldown reset ability skill, super huge. Now, with all of that, you don't have high DPS like a real bow user, but you still have bind ability, which means one enemy 100% will die from your party skill, and you have anti-stealth skill, which will really change your chances to win against the Dagger party. So, it's kind of very tanky, with the good heals and buffs and regen class. It still will die from the focus, compared to Daggers or SNS healers. And it still doesn't have huge damage. But if you are looking for the ultimate support healer, this is the class for you. Whoa, okay, that was intense, okay. I hope you liked the video. I'm personally planning to start with a simple wand and staff and then add a shield as a main PvP alternative. Game is super simple right now, so it's doable to have right now 3 weapons maxed with the skills at some point of time. What do you guys think? Which one healer style will you choose? I was really happy to see you. Please support the community, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!